Hey, what's going on? Thanks for joining the Turning Tables how-to videos. Man, I hope you've enjoyed some so far, and maybe you're just kind of watching, maybe you're trying to learn something. But in this video, I'm going to show you how I do. It's basically a small scroll saw cutout, a charcuterie board, so it's food grade, food safe, but it's a pretty simple process. A little bit of artistic work and finesse work on the scroll saw, but I'm going to cut out a state of Tennessee, also a state of Mississippi. So some steps that I've already skipped. If you want to see how I do some of these, you can check out my how to build a charcuterie board, the slatted version, and you can see some of these steps. But basically the steps that I've skipped already is I've picked out and laid out, then I've cut, and basically I run them through the planer instead of running over the joiner to get some smooth surfaces, so when the glue adheres, there's some smooth stuff. Then the glue up, and then after the glue up, the planing. So I've skipped those steps. That's some simple steps, but I wanted to show you kind of the in-work process and then ultimately the work on the scroll saw that we're gonna do. So hope you enjoy. And Titebond, come on, let's do something. Not sponsored, but I should be, right? Holler at my people at Titebond. Man, they're incredible product. Number 3 is for sure the strongest as far as when it comes to get things that might get wet and stuff. So great for a charcuterie board, and it's also food safe. So the big thing here is the layout, and I've already run through the planer. So obviously you got the red oak on the outside. I love the green rainbow poplar in the middle. And towards the middle, and then the one centerpiece being the black walnut, and it's got some beautiful grain in there, right? So basically my typical Tennessees are roughly 22 and a half and 5 3/4. So 22 and a half long, 5 3/4 wide. That's the smaller version. I've done one that's the size of this board. This is almost 46 inches. But this one today, the lady that ordered it wanted some of the smaller. So we're gonna try to get 22 and a half inches of Tennessee and probably roughly about the same size of the state of Mississippi out of this one piece. So what I do typically, people laugh at me about this because I don't have the fine motor skills that my wife does. And so I take a smooth piece like this that's already been run through the planer into my wife and let her trace out the state of Tennessee. So enjoy the process. Brought it inside. We intentionally, when we do the smaller ones, just to try to get enough meat, we don't have the middle section, and so what we do is we try to space out just so that it's proportional to get enough, but also that 5 and a half kind of window really limits what we're doing. And as you can see, the Mississippi is going to be small, but this is what the lady wanted. She wanted a small, and I think she's going to ultimately end up using it as a cutting board. I don't tell people the oak is really the best for a cutting board. It's really good for charcuterie, and poplar and walnut being a hardwood, but they're actually the softer of the hardwoods. So what Anne's doing, my wife's doing right now, is just tracing out the Tennessee. And with anything, you know, it's an artistic thing. As long as she gets close, when I get it on the scroll saw, I really can stay close to the line and give it the character that it needs. But so what she's going to do is she's going to finish tracing out the Tennessee, and then tape the Mississippi, and the Mississippi has the line down the middle of it so that we can expand it just a little bit without losing any aspect ratio and stuff, but also get enough meat so it's not too small. Alright, so you can kind of see the pencil markings, the Tennessee, Mississippi, and Mississippi is going to be tiny. We'll see what happens. And we ended up not having enough meat to do another full Tennessee, and I've got a cool little charcuterie, kind of like a paddle, almost looks like a pizza flip that I can make out of that. So we'll end up making 3 different items out of it. And this is pretty common wood, so it's pretty simple. Glue up, it's a good starting point for a lot of people, and it's pretty artistic too, especially if you have a scroll saw. So, alright, so now the plan is try to make a straight cut here, obviously the straight cut there, and then we'll throw them on the scroll saw. My scroll saw has a 17-inch clearance, so these can start to get into some issues. So I cut off as much as I can to get it as small as possible. Makes it super easy with the scroll. Scroll saw does a great work, especially on some of these softer hardwoods. I know that's an oxymoron, but short little Tennessee and then tiny little Mississippi, but they'll both be great little cutting boards or small, super small charcuterie boards. So I use the trim router. I've had this for forever. I think this one is might be in 1/2 inch. But basically, I'm just below the profile of the blade because I want to round it. I don't want any type of lip. So, and then it's got the bumper on the bottom. And basically, it's just enough to give it a little bit of clearance. Since these are States, they can only lay one side, so I won't route the bottom. They'll just be rounded on the top. And then once I do the routing, I can go back and do the sanding. And start with the smaller ones. I'll start with the 120 or 150 and finish with the 220 and oil, and we'll be done. On the Tennessee and then rub and spread. I forgot how dry this is. So I'll buff it on with my hands. That color starts to really pop when it hits it. My hands are soaking it up too. And those sides, all the sides, man. People underestimate. Basically, when you think of wood as a whole bunch of tiny straws. And this end grain here is where it's really drinking. So I'll have sometimes when I oil stuff, it'll look great on the top, and then you turn it sideways and it's completely dried out. And that means it's about to really dry out. So what you want to do is you always want to make sure you overdo any type of hydration on the ends of these boards that are not necessarily end grain. They're running with the grain. End grain would mean this wood was flipped up and the end grain facing up. So this is with grain or top grain, side grain, however you want to call it. But and polish these is like instant gratification and so satisfying. I'm sorry I don't have a great video. I'll adjust the camera for the Mississippi so you can have a really good view of it. But basically, you want to get all these edges extra coated. And with the Odie's oil, it's got a, this one's food safe. There are some that are solvents and stuff like that, or different, maybe with some stain in them or something. But this one is just their original, some type of mineral oil and some type of beeswax patented chemical that is not harmful at all for you to ingest, especially in these low doses on these boards. So what I typically do is I'll get the top, let it sit for about 10 minutes, and it'll have a little bit of a film on it. Extra wax is basically what it is. And I'll come back with it and just barely buff off with usually a t-shirt kind of towel, a terry towel kind of thing. Sometimes I'll use paper towels, but with this, sometimes I'll grab some of it, but this is the way the grain is laid out. So, there's the Tennessee. All right, there you go. State of Tennessee, state of Mississippi, finished with some Odie's oil. They are awesome.